Everyone, and welcome back to MadTechTalk. As you know, I like to cover a lot of different apps, and today I thought I will go for a starter for every freelancer, entrepreneur. So if you're thinking about maybe starting some side hustle or maybe starting some business of yours, and you're thinking about, all of these apps which the entrepreneurs are using, then I'm gonna give you the top 5 free alternatives to those apps. And I think this is a must-have for everyone who, either you're starting your own business or you're having some side hustle. And I think those apps are like a must-have. Plus, I'll give you a bonus apps for people who already have some established business and they're looking to scale to improve the communication, etc. So the first and my lately favorite is actually Notion. So if you've never used Notion, probably you can just type Notion in YouTube and learn so much about it. But I think the place to have all your notes, kind of basics, projects and to-dos in one place, it's a must. So this is what I do. I like to cover the basics, and then what I do, I use the Google Calendar. And I try to plan my time as a slot. So for example, if I have to do a special session maybe for, content for social media, I'm going to plan that as from, 10 to 12, I'm going to do that session and it's already booked in my calendar. So I literally book myself. So obviously Notion with a Google Calendar, that's the first one. The second one, it's a Google Drive. So you don't have to overpay for, Microsoft OneDrive or some Dropbox or stuff like that. When the Google Drive actually lets you start for free with 15 gig of storage. And I think for a majority of things, it's enough because you can also create Google Docs, Google Sheets, which is the Excel for Microsoft, Slides, which is the PowerPoint version, and some other things which you probably won't use as much. But I think it's pretty cool, especially if someone is starting. So the next thing is the graphics. So when I do graphics, I often use the Canva. So Canva, it's pretty amazing and you can start for free. For some of you who are looking for like a pro version, yeah, it is worth it and it's not that expensive to work with, but like for basic kind of editing or graphics, if you're starting, it's definitely enough. Another thing which I recently moved, and I'll be honest, I moved from Premiere Pro, and I also tried the Final Cut, but for last many years, I was fan of the Premiere Pro. I actually moved to CapCut because CapCut, I think it's the best current tool on the market, which is free, which allows you to edit the videos. So kind of, starting from notes, storage, files, then graphics, and now video. So we covered the basic kind of 5 or majority of the freelancers out there. And obviously, like if you're doing all of that, you need to charge clients. And for it, I totally recommend you to use the Zoho Invoice, because Zoho Invoice is actually free as well, and I think it's up to a few hundred invoices, but let's be honest, if you're making already a few hundred invoices, that means you can actually afford to pay their kind of a more advanced version. But with it, like you can, I think it's actually, limitation is here, 500 invoices per year. Let's be honest, if you're making 500 invoices a year, you're on a good track. So I think it's a great tool because it allows you to kind of create your own P&L in a way. So you can see expenses, income, create invoices. You can email invoice to a client, create portals. I think it's a great tool, especially for everyone who is starting, and you can also connect it to, Stripe, PayPal, etc. So very easy and very nice to use. And obviously the last one, I actually am a huge fan of it, which is a Google Meet. I know, simple as that, but still a lot of people are using the Zoom, and I actually love to have everything on Google, and it's so simple to use it. So those are the top 5 which I think every entrepreneur, freelancer can use, and they're free alternatives to majority of the apps out there. And for those of you who already maybe have some small teams or you work with some people, I have 3 additional bonuses, so stay tuned. So another kind of the first bonus will be Pumble. Pumble, it's actually an app which is the alternative for Slack, but the cool thing about Pumble is it is much, much cheaper. So annoying thing with Slack is that Slack doesn't hold the history of your messages for a long period of time because they only hold it for 90 days. Why Pumble actually hold it to the certain amount of gigs. So how does it work? It is up to 10 gig of storage per workspace. So as long as you are not sending a lot of videos on it, you can have it for a very long time for free. But then if your team grows, it's only like $250 per pro organization per storage seat. So I think that's pretty affordable, looking that Slack starts at I think $7 per month now. So for if you have 2 or 3 people which you work with, I think that's pretty cool, because it's 0 with unlimited users, and I think this is a very, very cool thing. And you can also do a voice and video messages and one-on-one meetings which are voice and video. So, you can actually skip Google Meet sometimes. And I think that's very cool for everyone. If your team is kind of getting bigger and you also want to have a feel of your business and have a closer connection with your employees, I like this second bonus. I use it every day, and I think it's a game changer, especially if you have a small team or maybe a group of friends working together. So this is Kuma Space. So Kuma Space, I came across, I think, over 3 years ago, and it's very cool thing because it allows you to work with your colleagues like in a game. So kind of it looks like a game where everyone can have a camera on, can have their own office, etc. So you can see many offices, and you can join virtual meetings as well. And the cool thing about is that you don't have to schedule a meeting, you don't have to write to them immediately. You could just come into their office and knock on their door and then immediately just talk to them. And I think this is a very cool thing. And as I mentioned, we're talking about freebies. So Kuma Space actually offer a free option up to 5 registered users, and I think up to 50 guests with up to 4 hours a week. So yeah, that's a lot. If you have a client which joins you for a meeting for an hour, that's just perfect, because you can easily kind of set it on. Obviously with the business, and if you have more than 5 members, it's 16 per user, but still it gives you such a feel then you are actually in an office. And believe me, I work with it for almost 3 years now, and it's amazing. It changed my teams and the way I work with them, and I just love it. I can't imagine my life without it right now, because it makes the remote work so close that we actually feel like we're in an office. And the last thing, it's obviously when you talk about money, you talk about time, and for it we often use the Clockify. Clockify, it's actually free. It's the same company by cake.com which did Pumble, because Clockify for free allows you to track time of your employees. And if you have employees which are working time-based, for example per hour, stuff like that, this is a great free tool to use it. Alright, this is it from me. I hope you enjoyed that video. If yes, you know what to do. Just hit that like and subscribe, and let me know what other things maybe you're searching for online. And I have so many different alternatives which we're using, because I love free alternatives. So let me know, and don't be shy to leave a comment. See you in the next video. Take care.